Welcome everybody to another Ask Me Anything. It's Sunday. You know what that means. It's time to do some Ask Me Anything questions. I bring on some guests. You guys throw us as many questions as possible, and we try to answer them all. Now, do understand this, guys. Now, if you want your question answered right away, throw in a super chat. We'll answer it right away. But this is going to be fun, guys. We have some awesome guests. One brand new person who I have not collabed yet with on this channel. We also have Cody Curtis joining us later in today. And, he'll join us in a second. But let's introduce, you guys already know him, Ren Geekness. How you doing today? We see Baby Yoda in the background. How is he doing?
He's doing great, man. He's doing great there with my guitar. I'm doing great, too. My computer works again. So
Yay!
This is awesome.
That's what matters.
Yeah. Happy to be here, brother.
Perfect. And we have another person who's never collabed with me yet until today. And I'm happy to have him on here because I love this dude's channel. He loves Avatar. And yeah, so Real James, how you doing today, man?
What's going on, guys? Yeah, I'm blessed to be here. Zach, thanks for inviting me. Ren, that Baby Yoda is looking so good, by the way. I saw it from the last stream. It looks great.
Thank you, man.
There we go, man.
Thanks.
That's how it works.
Pleasure to meet you, by the way.
Yeah, so
great to meet you too.
Real James, it's funny. I found your channel because I was looking for other people who had done the High Note review to see what other people thought of because no one had seen it yet that I had watched. And then I found your review and I was like, oh, cool. And then I saw that you commented and that's kind of how it started. So yeah, so Ren, this is Real James. He's a fucking movie critic as well. And we're glad to have him on here. And then Cody will be joining in a second. James, you've not met Cody yet, but he is like a longtime collaborator on here. He used to do YouTube. Now he's going to actually have his feature film, which he will be talking about a little bit today, as well as some GoFundMe stuff that he's figuring out. So with that said, while we're waiting for him to join, let's jump into these questions. With the first one being deep into the film court asks, what's a movie that always puts a smile on your face? And since James, this is your first time on the channel, you answer this first.
Oh man, there's so many going through my head, but the one that jumps to my mind, it puts a smile and also kind of makes me cry at the same time is Up. I mean, that's probably one of the most, I don't want to say underrated. Up is not an underrated Pixar movie, but what it is not talked about enough. Toy Story is talked about all the time. I get it. I mean, I think what it is with Up is that it kind of hits me hard because I was really close with one of my grandparents who has passed, and she would have loved this movie, you know what I mean? And that's why I kind of like associate the two. So that's why I smile and then I also cry at the end. You know, the adventure book sequence was just totally sad, but that movie puts a huge smile on my face every time I watch it.
You can actually buy the adventure book on the Disney website. Also, for the 3 people who just disliked this video, thank you so much. I appreciate you. If you can, guys, throw in a like, please. It helps the algorithm. It helps us. There are 16 of you guys watching. I expect at least 16 likes. That would really help the channel out a lot to even out. I see 8 now, so thank you so much. Those are great choices, man. I really like those. I mean, for me, you mentioned one of them, Toy Story. Toy Story is like my favorite film of all time, so that always puts a smile on my face. But going a little bit different, Paddington 2. Oh my God. That movie, I'm not even joking. I thought the first one was fine. It was cute. It was whatever. I went to the screener of that second one and my heart melted. Like if I ran a prison, and I'm not saying I want to run a prison. Like I'm not saying that's the job I want to have, but I would make every prisoner watch that film. Every prisoner. And if they didn't come out being a better person, then we might as well just throw you on a deserted island at that point.
It's the Paddington effect. That's what.
Yeah, literally. You get it. Ren, what about you?
Well, the obvious ones come to mind, of course, Toy Story, Lion King. For me personally, the most MCU movies, but I'm gonna give you 2 that are off the beaten path. To me, that's The Princess Bride and Treasure Planet are 2 that I hold really close to my heart.
Good choices. Good. Those are really good choices. Princess Bride's a good one. I don't think enough people talk about that one, to be honest with you. So good choices on that. Next question is Deep into the Film Court asks, what happened to your podcast? Well, that's every other week. There you go. And me and Ren do a podcast every week, which we should get James on soon.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that's true.
Favorite song from Popstar. Have you guys both seen Popstar?
Yeah.
Ooh, I have an unpopular opinion about Popstar. I think it's unpopular.
Okay, say it.
Oh, here it comes.
Popstar Never Stop. What is the full title again? Can you remind me?
Never Stop Popping.
Okay, so I saw that movie with a buddy of mine who was in love with the movie. He said, bro, you have to watch it. I've seen it twice. I bought it on Blu-ray. Let's go and watch it right now. So we did, and I was not happy with that movie. I didn't think it was very good. I didn't find it funny, and maybe that's just because I I guess, feeling the vibe of the sense of humor because it's weird. I watched Palm Springs and I loved Palm Springs. So I don't know how I didn't get into Popstar.
Do you like Hot Rod?
I did like Hot Rod. So I don't know what happened with Popstar.
So
maybe
can I tell you something? I wonder if it's because your expectations were so high. Because when I went and saw Popstar, I didn't see a Rotten Tomatoes. I didn't see anything because my friend was working at AMC at the time. So we actually went and saw it early. They always show their. So, like, they always have to test the movies the night before or, like, the night before Thursday. So he asked, hey, do you want to come see Popstar with me? We're going to watch Popstar and Warcraft the night before because he has to test us. I was like, sure. And this is when I was still doing, like, I think I did reviews during this. I don't remember if I did. I'm pretty sure I did Warcraft. I don't know about Popstar. But we went and saw Popstar, and I thought this movie was going to be stupid. It didn't look funny. And I walked out like, oh, my God. So you know what happened is I tell my dad, dude, you got to watch this. You love Andy Samberg. You love him in SNL. We got to watch this. Took my dad to the theater to see this movie. He absolutely hated it. He thinks it's one of the worst films that ever been made.
Wow.
So I think it depends on your hype level. I would honestly recommend that you watch it maybe down the road a little bit because there have been some, like the first Hangover, hyped out of its mind when I finally saw it. And I thought honestly, I think the second one's a better made, or not a better made film, but I think the second one's more funny than the first one. But then when I went back and saw the first one after a couple years, it grew on me and I really liked it. And that's probably the one I've seen the most now. So that I get that. But if we're talking about my favorite song, definitely the Osama bin Laden one. I sat there in tears. Like how is this a song in a movie? It was though. Ren, what about you?
I actually, first of all, my favorite song is the same, but I actually have a similar story to James, which I watched Popstar when it first came out, and I liked it. That's it. I think I did a review for my channel at the time. And then, like a year ago or something, I was just at home, and Bruna, who you know, Zach, she hadn't seen the movie, and I was like, we can watch it. And in fact, she hadn't seen it, and she's the one who convinced me to watch it again. And I was like, it's fine. I liked it, but I don't feel the need to watch it again. She convinced me, and I freaking loved it that last time I saw it. So it went up on my consideration the second time.
I dig that.
I'm gonna revisit this. Then I have to.
Yeah, you got to. And sometimes that happens. One of my favorite Tarantino films now. I didn't like the first time. The first time I watched it, that's Inglourious Basterds. I thought it was completely overrated.
Wow.
Watched it again a couple months later and absolutely fell in love with it. So sometimes that's how films work. You know, you just fall in love with them the more that you kind of watch them. And I've noticed that. And then sometimes you rewatch them and they suck more, and that's how they go. Also, thank you to the 28 people watching right now. I really appreciate that. We have 7 dislikes now, guys. 7 dislikes. Nice. I'm so excited for that.
It's because of me.
No, it's because I cut my hair. That's probably why. I cut my hair, and that's why.
By yourself? You cut it by yourself?
Oh, nice. No. No, I had to go get that paid. You know, when the quarantine went up, it was really hard to get a haircut. I walked in, I woke up really early yesterday thinking it's still going to be hard. No, it was very easy. It was very easy to go get a haircut yesterday, so that's how that works. Right. Throwing in, guys, just keep hitting that like button. Really works. We do have a super chat though. Jacob Juice says, "Hi everybody. I hope everyone is doing well. Zach, the previous time you let a viewer come into the chat, can you consider doing this again?" Yes. I'll most likely do that either next week or the week after that. We will see on that, but it just depends on our schedules and what we're doing with Cody, because Cody does want to really talk about his film. But yeah, no, I really like doing that, and I thought it worked. Ren, you like doing that, right? That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, so we also might do it on our podcast, just so you guys know. So if you ever watch me and Ren's podcast, usually it's either Thursday or Friday morning is when we try to do it, but sometimes it shifts around and stuff. But yeah, Limitless, movie or show? Never seen the show, so the movie. Anyone seen Limitless, the movie or show?
I've seen the movie for sure.
Yeah, okay. Exact same answer as you. Never seen the show.
I heard the show was good though. I heard the show.
Me too.
Yeah.
So, hey Zach, between Alien, Predator, and Terminator, which is your overall favorite series? I'm going to do a massive ranking of all of these. So this is tough. Okay, so unpopular opinion, I think Alien's a little bit overrated. Covenant and Prometheus are my favorite Alien films. I will die on a cross. I will die on the street. I will do whatever. But I love both those films. Again, maybe it's because I didn't grow up with the first 2 Alien films. Finally saw them, thought they were overrated. This boy over here, though, it's tough for me to choose between. It's tough for me to choose between Predator and Terminator, since those were the 2 films my dad made me grow up on. I really like almost every Terminator film. I don't. The second one's hands down. Like the second one's like this high up. The first one's like this, and then like everything else is kind of like piled down at the bottom. but they're all fun except Dark Fate. Dark Fate's kind of somewhere in the middle. I like Dark Fate, but I love Terminator, so I don't know, because Predator, I only like the first and the third one. The second one's fine. The newest one was a mess, but fun. So I'm gonna go with Terminator. Real James, what about you?
Okay, so I mean, for me, it's really a no-brainer. It has to be Aliens. I mean, Terminator is awesome. T1, T2 is great. I like Dark Fate more than most people. The thing is with Predator, I agree with you, Zach. The first one is really good, and then everything after that is totally forgettable. I couldn't name you one memorable scene from those movies, but I do think that Aliens is really, really good. It's either good to great. The last two movies, Zach, I'm there with you, bro. I'm gonna go side by side. I'm dying on that hill with you, dude. I love those movies, and I walked out of the theater, and all of my friends, all of my press buddies, they were all like, "This is awful," and I thought to myself, did we watch a different movie?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Me and my friend thought the exact same thing. We said, "What? What do you mean?" Like, me and my friend were like so excited about it. Like, but sometimes that happens, and I think that's what makes filmmaking so cool. You know, is that it does work in that right. So I really like that. Ren,
the best movie of both franchises is Terminator: Judgment Day. The worst movie out of both franchises is Alien Resurrections. So I gotta go with Terminator as the overall better franchise, because I like most of the movies except Rise of the Machines, which is.
I think that's terrible. I think that third movie is terrible. It's terrible. It's so boring. Like, even besides Genesis and Salvation and Dark Fate, at least they were trying to do something different.
Yeah.
That's what I like. Okay, out of those three, Dark Fate, Salvation, and Genesis, which one's your favorite?
Dark Fate.
Okay, Dark Fate. Okay. What about?
But I really like the Genesis. I really like
Salvation. I really like Salvation, though.
I will defend that movie till I die. I will die on a cross for Genesis. Jenny Smith.
How do you pronounce it? Yeah, Genesis. Okay.
I think it's Genesis. They just wanted to change the letter because it's cool.
It's cool. It's the edgy thing to do.
Yeah.
I used to work at Best Buy, Zach. Can I give you a quick testimonial about that real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so Genesis. When I worked at Best Buy, all I saw was that 4K demo they would show every single day. 4 hours a day straight. It would just so I got tired of the movie because of that. I didn't even watch the film. I was like, no, I can't.
Terrible. That's terrible, guys. We have 13 dislikes. I'm honestly shook. That's the most I've had since Captain Marvel.
Holy crap!
That's awesome.
It's Cody, because you haven't added him in. His whole team. His whole team.
No, it's his fault. It's his fault. Favorite movie of the year thus far. Real James.
Okay, so I'm going clear-cut choice. Not even a question in my mind is Da 5 Bloods. I love that movie so much. I was super shocked because I liked Black Klansman, but before that I know Spike Lee was like, he was hit and miss. And I had just gotten prepped with like Spike Lee's older classics. I had just seen She's Gotta Have It and Do the Right Thing before Da 5 Bloods. And I feel like Da 5 Bloods kind of captured the essence of the early Spike Lee era. So I really do think Da 5 Bloods is solid. It's my favorite by far. And Delroy Lindo needs an Oscar this year. He does.
Yeah,
I agree. Ren?
Well, you know what my favorite movie of the year used to be, but it's now officially a 2021 movie. So I have to go with my number 2 becoming my new number 1, which is actually The 5 Bloods as well.
Oh, okay. James, just so you know, he's seen A Quiet Place too.
Oh, interesting. See, I haven't seen it yet. They we basically got confirmed and everything, and then they just like said, "No, sorry, pandemic."
Yeah, literally, like the day I was supposed to see it, I was supposed to see that and Mulan the exact same day, and then I get an email, canceled.
I saw Mulan before quarantine. I just can't say anything about it.
Yeah. Damn.
Holy crap.
That's the last movie I saw in theaters.
So jealous. Mine was Bloodshot. Or
Mine
actually,
was,
no. I went and saw Jurassic Park. I saw Jurassic Park a couple weeks ago when they opened up everything again.
I watched Bloodshot, and the day after I watched My Spy, which came out in March in the UK. So that wasn't the last one I watched.
Did you guys like that film? I didn't mind.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was fine. Much better than I anticipated.
I agree with Ren. It was really a lot better than I thought, but I can't lie to you guys. It's just too cringy with the dance sequences. 2 Dave Bautista dance sequences? Come on.
Yeah. I mean, and that's why I said, I'm like, is this film for kids or adults? Like, I couldn't tell because the action is not kiddie. Not at all. All right, he also asked, and after college, do you plan on moving out of Arizona? Still debating on that. We'll see where my career is by then. We will see.
I've already moved out of Arizona.
Yeah, thank you, Ren. James, are you moving out of Arizona?
Yeah, I'm long gone. I'm in South Florida, so I'm good.
All right, perfect. Favorite song from Sing Street, if you can remember. That's a great. I'd have to look that up, but I need to see. Would you guys have any off the top of your head?
For me, is To Find You 1,000,000%.
Okay.
So I have a funny story about Sing Street. I haven't seen it, but I had it on my wait list at the library to rent it at my local library. And I kid you not, guys, I've been waiting for it, and then they were like, "Hi, we're stopping all circulation because of COVID." So,
isn't it on Netflix?
Yeah, I was about to ask that.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think it is
over there in the States.
But I still think it is. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be perfect. Yeah, I'll watch it then today.
Cody Curtis is officially here.
Hey,
man of peace.
I'm doing well. I need to get a new laptop, but I'm doing extremely well. Seriously, I've been trying to get on this thing for like the past half hour.
Well, I'm glad you're on here finally.
Yeah.
We're talking about our favorite Sing Street songs. Mine is "Drive It Like You Stole It." I listened to that while I'm at the gym. So. Yeah, it's fun. Cody, do you have one?
Drive It Like You Stole It is really good. Honestly, that is probably the one I'm gonna go with as well, simply because that's been my theme for like the past 2 weeks.
I dig that. Favorite Zack Snyder movie? Man of Steel is mine. Ren's is Man of Steel's. Cody, Man
of Steel.
James,
I'm going. I would go Watchmen actually.
That would be
okay.
I'm gonna say this. I think Zack Snyder's an excellent director. I don't get the hate. Every single one of his films I really like. And I acknowledge that Sucker Punch sucks. But I just like it because of the visuals. It's literally like a good movie to put on to test your TV and change the settings. I'm not even joking. When I got my 4K TV, I was literally changing the settings. I used that film and Doctor Strange. Those are the 2 films I was like going up in piece of. So it was fun. But yeah, I love Man of Steel. If we're going different than Man of Steel, I'd probably say Watchmen. Maybe Batman v Superman: The Ultimate Edition. I don't know. Or 300. Man, I really like a lot of films. Rob 4Z. Zach, have you seen First Cow? I have not. Has anyone seen First Cow here?
No, I really want to.
Oh, you have. Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. I don't think it's as good as a couple of the previous A24 films. It's definitely not as good as Uncut Gems, but I do think it's a really good movie.
That's a bad sign for me.
Oh, wow.
Wait, do you not like Uncut Gems, Red?
You kicked him out.
Yeah, so James, we have this thing. If I don't like your opinion on something, I will kick you out.
That's
I try to let our guests know that first. Cody and Ren have been like the first ones on this.
Yeah.
Someone asked Zach, "What's wrong with Days of Future Past?"
Nothing.
No, it's overrated.
It is
good. It's good. Like, it's not a bad movie. I like it. I think it's fun. I think it's entertaining. I think there's a lot of cool moments to it. But when it comes to X-Men movies, I've probably only seen that one like twice. I think it slows down so much in the third act. It's not bad. It's just not great either. Like I love First Class. First Class will always be my favorite X-Men film. And then X2, and then if we're just including the X-Men films, probably Days of Future Past after that. But I'm not like big on any of the X-Men films really, to be honest, besides Logan, X2, and First Class. But Days of Future Past is good. I just remember walking out of that film and going, that was a solid film. But then I didn't love it. So yeah. I can't tell you why. I've rewatched it like 3 or 4 times, like trying to really dive into that film, but it's not for me.
You think, Zach, it could be the fatigue of X-Men movies with 20th Century Studios?
Maybe, because I honestly hate their continuity as well. I think it's terrible. It's absolutely garbage. I mean, nothing. It makes zero sense how Wolverine ties into this film and how nothing makes sense. And then I absolutely I hate Apocalypse. I absolutely hate Apocalypse. Yeah, I think Apocalypse is garbage. I'm sorry, Ren. I think Dark Phoenix is honestly better than Apocalypse.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
All right, now it's just me. It's only me. Everyone did something. Everyone's face showed something of disagreement to that. Okay, and I'll say this: Dark Phoenix was not great either, but I didn't think it was
not
terrible.
at all.
No. I didn't think it was terrible either.
Yeah.
No, I thought that. You know what was really good for that? The score. The score was excellent for that film.
But at the same time, it didn't fit anything on screen.
No. I will say though, the best scene in that film is the funniest moment when Ty Sheridan walks up and goes, "I'm gonna fuck you up." I
touch her, I'm gonna fuck you up.
I almost peed my pants laughing. Like I almost lost it, and I said, I don't know if I can take this film serious anymore.
The first time I watched it, I was so weirded out. I had no reaction. I was like, "Huh, I did not expect that."
No, did anyone? Because I know they always say the F word once. It's like their casual thing. It's kind of dumb though.
But coming from Cyclops is not good.
No. What's up? Would you rather watch a rom-com by Denis Villeneuve or a coming-of-age film by Nolan? Coming-of-age film by Nolan, 100%.
Coming-of-age film by Nolan for sure.
Yeah.
Unless it's, I think the exception was if Denis Villeneuve created a rom-com that is very, very different, like in the vein of Enemy or
Prisoners.
Enemy ain't funny. I don't know what I just rewatched that. That film wasn't funny at all.
Or if he did a rom-com that was in the vein of something like Arrival, I would become.
All right, you can't make a rom-com out of Arrival.
No, actually, I'm curious to hear the rest of his argument because I'm trying to connect the dots.
Please make an argument.
I said in the vein of. I didn't say turn Arrival into a rom-com. Just have similar themes.
Arrival is a rom-com.
How dare you, Ren?
Not saying that's a bad thing.
Rival's a masterpiece.
You got that right.
I feel like though, like a coming of age movie by Nolan is so safe. I feel like a rom-com by Denis Villeneuve is so different. So I'd want to see how he could explore that genre.
That is true. Ren?
I'm going coming of age by Nolan only because coming of age is not exactly a genre. If anything, it's a subgenre. So a coming of age can be like anything. There can be a sci-fi coming of age movie, a superhero coming of age movie, a comedy, a rom-com coming of age movie, you know?
I get that. And guys, I do see there are a lot of questions in here. So if you guys do want your question answered, throw in a super chat. They're not needed, but they are welcome. They help out the channel, goes towards website, equipment, stuff like that. I don't know what this means. He needs some milk. That's just
he needs some milk. It's a meme. I think it's from Vine originally. I can't remember, but it's a meme. Yeah.
Still asking about Muff Tack toys. Yep. Eventually, I'll buy one.
I keep forgetting to get him from up there. God damn it.
Yeah. Do you guys know who Muff Tack is?
Nope.
He's from Star Wars. Best character ever made. What movie character do you hate the most?
I have
that's a good one.
Ren, you go first.
I don't know who that character is, but the guy Justin Chatwin plays in Dragon Ball Evolution. Don't tell me it's Goku. That's not Goku. I fucking hate that guy.
Okay, fair enough. James?
Okay, so it's not one singular answer here. I'm going to go collective. Every single character in the last Airbender film, the M. Night Shyamalan movie, because all of them just tore my heart out, man.
Cody?
Oh, yeah.
Now, can this... I need some clarification. Is this a character that we hate, but is also portrayed really, really well and has a great performance, or just a character
if you take the one I have, I'm going to be so mad.
Because if we're going to...
Just say it, because I know which one you're going to say. Just say it.
Joffrey Baratheon is probably... probably the character. I love the performance. It's just the character of Joffrey I hate.
Okay, here's mine. Umbridge. I literally unbearable to watch. Terrible. Great performance. Terrible care. Like I literally anytime I watch any film with her in Harry Potter, I just want to beat her ass. Like just literally like do a magic trick and get rid of her. Like she's literally the worst character in any like fantasy film. Like she's just terrible.
She's horrible.
Stupid. Like terrible. Just honestly terrible. Trying to find a. Oh my god, I hate this chat. I hate the chat thing because it just like flies by. What is your favorite comic book TV franchise? Personally, for me, it's Walking Dead, just because I'm a major fan of the comic book series. But The Boys.
Yes. Damn it. Yes.
Yeah. James.
Okay, so currently it has to be The Umbrella Academy. I mean, I saw season 2 and it is. I can't say actually until tomorrow.
I just started it last night. I just started it last night.
Yeah, if you like season 1, like it's just such a good collection of characters that I had no idea like who they were, so I kind of grew to become friends with them over time. So I think that's so special about Umbrella Academy.
That's a good pick. Ren, did I take yours?
Yeah, you took mine. I mean, I'd say Daredevil, but The Boys right now, it's the best one. Billy Butcher over here. All right, Daddy's home. Yeah.
I just can't wait for the second season. I'm more sad that we don't get to binge the second season. Like, I'm really sad we don't get to. God. The only thing I like about that, though, is that gives me content for each week. Like, I will be honest, that's the one thing I'm actually really excited about. That is that gives me content for each and every week to review something. Let's see. Also, guys, do not spam the chat with questions. If I don't get to it, I don't get to it. Have any of you guys seen Train to Busan? If you haven't, I highly recommend it. It's a South Korean zombie film, and it's amazing. Let me just say this. I just watched it for the first time 2 days ago because
he did.
Out, and let me tell you this. Oh, my God. That is one of the best horror films and probably the best zombie film I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. And I've seen almost nearly every single zombie film. And, oh, my God. I have no idea. Where's my steelbook? Because I got that. My girlfriend bought me the steelbook for Christmas.
That steelbook is awesome.
And I never watched it. And
it's beautiful.
Wow. And I literally, it was like $5 at Walmart.
Wow.
So I said, okay, is this going to be like overrated or not? You know what I mean? Because it's been so hyped for so long. That's a 10 out of 10 movie. That movie is legit perfect. There is not 1 ounce of it that I would change. And this is the thing I was actually surprised by how emotional it is. There's 2 scenes in particular I don't want to get into or spoil, but the ending scene and one of the middle sequences on the train, very emotional, very heartbreaking. And really, you don't know who's safe and who's not. That's what keeps it so intense. Is you're like, oh, is this character? Oh no, they just died. That's not a main character. Okay, is it? No, that one's dead too. Oh, okay. But I will say the COO of the trains, just worst character ever. If we're talking about hated characters as well, I have no idea why no one killed him. I'm sorry at this point, but if anything that guy does, I would have just killed him. But easily I was reading reviews on the sequel. I don't even know if I want to watch it anymore because, I mean, it just seems like nothing will beat the first one, and it seems like that at this point. Yeah, Ren, what about you?
Oh, I love Train to Busan, man. I was so happy when I finally watched it. It was a surprise. That was one of the last films I watched I think it came out in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. It was a huge surprise. Even at that time, I was just like you were now, a zombie movie. Okay, everyone's talking about it. Let's watch it. And I was like, holy shit, that's good. Couldn't be more happy when I watched it, and couldn't have been more happy when you finally watched it.
I'm glad he did. James?
So the way I feel about Train to Busan is the same way I feel about Bong Joon-ho's Mother, is because they both sort of served as a refresher for their specific genres. Bong Joon-ho's Mother, super refreshing as a monster movie because of the emotion, like you said, Zach. And then when Train to Busan came out, I was told it's okay, but I found it was much more than okay. I think it's great. I think that melodrama sometimes gets in the way of, everything happening around these characters, but only a little bit. And it's not even the biggest takeaway. So I'm super excited for Peninsula, but I don't know what the heck the sequel's going to be about.
I'm not gonna get. I know I know 2 people who've seen it.
Wow.
I don't know. Do you guys want to know how they felt?
I want to stay away.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Cody. All right, because it already came out overseas.
I know.
I mean, there's bootleg copies on the internet apparently. So, and that's honestly, and I know Ren. I know you want Tenet to come out. I want it to come out for you, but that's my worry is bootleg. I'm really worried about them bootlegging it, So,
I don't care.
Yeah, Cody.
I mean, I feel about Train to Busan how I felt about The Last of Us. Essentially, is up front,
Masterpiece of Us.
Yes, exactly. But it's one of those things where up front, I wasn't really expecting much. Same thing with The Last of Us, where it's just the theme and pitch of what they present in all their marketing is just your average run-of-the-mill zombie film. And then when it comes out, it's so much more than that. And Train to Busan it's probably in my top 3 favorite horror films I've ever watched. It's so good.
And me and Cody actually have a top 10, top 5 horror films of all time? I think we did a collab.
I believe it was top 5.
Is that on my channel or yours?
As far as I know, it's on yours.
Okay. All right, we got a super chat. Epic Zombie Gamer or Epic Zombie Kill. Hey Zach, overall, how do you feel about Predator Hunting Ground? I'm gonna be honest. I've only played it once. I don't own the game. I think it's a really cool game. I refuse to pay $40 for it though. I mean,
it's $40.
It's last time I looked, it was like 40. I'm not paying $40 for that. And I heard it was glitchy and stuff like that. But I do like the developers because they did the Friday the 13th game, and that game was a lot of fun and it grew. So I'm hoping Predator Hunting Grounds kind of does the same thing. I will pick it up though once it goes on sale and actually buy it. But I want the physical copy. That's what I'm starting to go for more than digital, especially because the next consoles, you know, they're kind of being wishy-washy on backwards compatibility and what's backwards compatibility, especially when it comes to PlayStation. So, you know, I'm kind of iffy on buying any digital games right now because of that. I don't want to buy a digital game and then it's like, hey, you can't play it. Cool. That's awesome. Which, like, if it was like $5, that'd be different. Like a Far Cry 3 Remastered was literally $2 last week.
Wow.
I'm gonna buy Far Cry 3 Remastered because that game's awesome. For $3. You know, if I can't ever play it again, then whatever. We answered that one. What is the most deserved and the most undeserved Oscar win? That is a great question.
Ooh.
Most deserved Oscar win? Oh my god. Parasite, I think, for most deserved.
Yeah.
But most undeserved, I mean, King's Speech, honestly.
How dare you?
It's good. No, it's good. I mean, Crash 2, I think is under. Oh, you know what? Green Book. I liked Green Book. I like Green Book. I really like Green Book. And I even said in my review, my intro for that says this is the film that's going to win Best Picture, and no one said it was, and I said it was, and it flipping happened. But it shouldn't have won that year. To be honest, there were better films. That year.
Yeah.
Cody Curtis, what about you?
I'm with you. I enjoyed Green Book, but for me, I don't think it is the one that should have won Best Picture that year.
Fair enough. James?
Okay, so the most undeserved, Zach and Cody, I agree with you. It is Green Book, but the most deserved Oscar win has to be Moonlight. I mean, Moonlight was such a small film set here in Miami, so it kind of felt close and personal, but also because of the way it won, everyone figured La La Land is going to sweep the Oscars, and then Moonlight ends up sweeping them for Best Picture. So
and
I
that was
love
a funny night, because I remember I was watching the Oscars, they announced La La Land, it's like, cool, knew it, turned it off. I'll watch it later. So I'm laying down in bed, and my mom runs in and goes, hey, La La Land didn't win. I said, what? So then I had to go in there and they rewinded it. I'm like, oh my God. How do you do it? Why don't you just do electronic stuff at this point? You know what I mean? It's crazy. Ren, what about you?
Well, I'm about to beat your story, Zach. The most deserved is La La Land. I said what I said. It won for 2 minutes. So there it is. Undeserved, I'm going to deviate from saying Crash because that's an easy answer. I'm going to say undeserved was Renee Zellweger for Best Actress. It should have been Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story. So
I 100% agree with that.
Yeah,
Scarlett Johansson should have won for both. I mean, that sounds crazy, but since Lupita Nyong'o was
it has happened before.
Yes, and since Lupita Nyong'o was not nominated for Best Actress, she should have won both. She gave the best performance in Jojo Rabbit, and she gave the best performance of the year. I just got the Marriage Story Criterion Collection, though. And
I saw that.
That thing is literally gorgeous. And then I have this giant art book down here for Marriage Story, which is funny. My girlfriend despises that movie. I got her to watch it.
Okay.
There's a couple films we're not allowed to discuss around each other. And it's Hereditary. That's a big no-no. She thinks that's one of the worst films she's ever seen.
Wait, what?
Marriage Story. But she loves Midsummer. Guys, I want you to know she loves Midsummer. We went and saw Midsummer.
Oh, okay.
It's out.
Hey, James, I want to put it this way. Have you seen the director's cut?
No, I will not watch the director's cut, dude.
Really? I was going to say you should.
I just don't like Midsommar.
But why didn't you like it? Is it the choices that you didn't like, or?
I think the characters were less likable in a weird way, because in Hereditary I could at least fall into the characters and not get attached per se, but I think I could understand their motives. And I feel in Midsommar it was just being stupid to be stupid and very zany to be a little.
So
zany.
let me say something. The director's cut shows, and because my one complaint with Midsommar, the regular version, was I didn't believe in Danny's choice at the very end. The director's cut adds like 20 minutes, and those 20 minutes show one argument between them that absolutely, I was like, yep, get rid of him.
Oh, man.
So it actually, the scene is at night. You see the place at night. It's really weird. Maybe just look up the scene if you can, but it's okay. like night and day. Like, but again, I have no idea. Like, she told me, I was sitting there in the theater. I'm like, she's gonna hate this movie, especially since the director's cut's 3 hours. So I'm like, she's gonna hate this.
Wow,
the director's cut is so good too,
and she really liked it. I think she told me it was her favorite film of last year. I think it was between that and Parasite. I think those were her two favorites from last year. I could be wrong. But yeah, she loved Parasite too. So yeah, really cool. Did I skip anyone? Did I not?
No, I think you went through us all.
Perfect. Hey Zach, are you a fan of the Uncharted franchise? Absolutely, 100%. Uncharted is freaking amazing, and I've talked about this. I'm so excited for the movie, but I hate the director choice. Ruben Fleischer, out of every director you could get, and I have nothing against Ruben. I've liked every single film of his, but come on. How boring of a choice is that? Why you couldn't get anyone else to direct an Uncharted film? Really?
It's safe.
It is safe. It's very safe. It just, I could be wrong. Zombieland 2 surprised me. I thought it was going to be honestly garbage, and I liked it. Venom, pretty boring in the first act, but fun at the very end. Not great, but fun. I just think Uncharted could be the next Indiana Jones.
Wow.
It really could, but I love the games. I could replay those games every single day if I needed to. Everyone agree with this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's go through it. What's everyone's favorite one? Starting with James.
My favorite one is the second. I forgot the title. Is it weird that I forgot the title? I'm sorry.
Among Thieves.
Yes, that is my favorite because I think it's just such a, of course, graphical improvement over the first game, but also I think it's the most epic. And that sounds weird because I know the last installment is clearly the epic title for Uncharted. It's the great conclusion to everything that's happened, but I really do feel like there are so many things that happen in the second game that made my jaw hit the ground multiple times. So yeah, the second is for sure my favorite.
Okay. All right. Jump the run because I already know his.
The last one, Uncharted Among. I literally, my ranking literally goes 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. The fourth one is just on a whole new level compared to all the other games. Not that the other games are shit, but I just was in awe throughout that entire game. So number 4 for me, Thieves' End.
Curtis?
In terms of my favorite Uncharted story, it's Uncharted 4 Among Thieves, and then, A Thief's End, and then my favorite gameplay is the second Uncharted game.
Good. Mine's 3. I think 3 is perfect. I think 2's excellent. Honestly, 2, 3, and 4, it could swap around. My one issue with 4 is I think it's a little too long. I mean, that's my one complaint. I think it's a little bit too long, especially my second playthrough. I still never even beat it the second time through. I was trying to do the hardest difficulty, and I'm like, oh god, this game goes on forever. But and maybe that's just because I literally played it. But you know what? That kind of tells how I feel in the story because Last of Us Part 2, beat it one time. Restarted it the same exact day on the hardest difficulty to do the platinum the game, and I didn't stop playing it until I beat it again. So, I think Uncharted 4 is great. I don't want them to ever touch that franchise again, though. If they are, I want to play as Chloe. That Chloe Fraser. Just give me her character. I'll play as that Lost Legacy showed me, or even the brother. Really like the brother as well. Yeah,
Sam. Yeah.
Hey, Jason, one of my first viewers ever. Should they stop milking Pirates of the Caribbean? It's my favorite trilogy, and I think it should have ended with 3. No. Because Pirates of the Caribbean is my guilty pleasure franchise. I don't care.
Wow.
I think they're all fun. I will say, though, the first 3 are excellent. The first 3, will, again, I'm a mythology person. If you can do a lot of cool things with the mythology, I'm all there. And Pirates of the Caribbean, Davy Jones, CGI, immaculate, still holds up. Like, I don't know what they did, but it's amazing. James, I'm going to start with you because I want to know if I should kick you out or not.
No, you were going to kick me out, but you have to hear me out all the way through. Okay, so I said yes, stop this trilogy. It's annoying. I hated the last 2 films. But I'm going to be honest. When I heard Margot Robbie, I was like, okay, now I'm interested because not only is it a new angle, but you're bringing in an actress that has so much star power and she can really take on any role and put it over the top. So yeah, I definitely think they should continue with Margot Robbie and the cast that they're assembling.
Nice. I agree with that though. And the fact that Birds of Prey is writing, like the writer from Birds of Prey is doing that film.
Yes.
I will say this though, they're being very like, is it connected? Is it not? It's going to be connected. There, no way in shape and form are they not going to connect this. They know, and I there's this guy I follow on Twitter. I don't know his name correctly, but he like knows some of the deeper stuff. There's a couple people, but he's an editor on films, and he's discussed. He goes, I know for a fact that they've discussed that they want to bring Johnny Depp back, but right now with everything going on, it's kind of hard to bring him back in, especially when they don't know his schedule, they don't know how it's going to go, and they don't even know if he's going to win or not. You know what I mean? With the court, which I also, that's a whole nother thing. I absolutely hate the fact that we know everything in that court stuff. We should not know anything about him. Yeah. We shouldn't know anything that, that's their stuff. It honestly seems like they're both just messed up people, and both people who just had a toxic relationship and were together for way too long. That is the truth. It seemed like she drove him to do certain things, and it seems like he drove her to do certain things. You know what I mean? It's just wasn't the right thing. But I want more Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't want this Karen Gillan one. I would rather have the Margot Robbie one, to be honest. But why don't they just tie it into, make this kind of the sixth one and have Johnny Depp be the side character? You can do it. It's not hard. Or just have him. He's got a cameo at the very least. They'll have him cameo. There's no way you don't have Johnny Depp show up in it. Ren?
I'm not big on this franchise. I'm not against it either. I just didn't grow up. But it has my goddess now. It has Margot Robbie, so I'll be there, man.
Which, can I say this? It was funny. Literally 2 hours beforehand, me and Ren were like talking about, she'd be really good in a Pirates film. We were literally talking about it, and then 2 hours later,
boom.
She gets announced for a Pirates film. Cody?
I really enjoy this franchise, or I should say I enjoy the first three. I think those are great. The fourth one I thought was fine. I thought it was okay. I thought it was more of like a side story as opposed to everything else we've gotten before. And honestly, hearing Margot Robbie is going to be brought into this franchise, I'm pumped out of my mind. I love her as an actress. She's awesome.
I agree. All right, next one. Epic Zombie Killer. Yes, Pirates of the Caribbean is a franchise I grew up with, and the Pearl is my childhood ship. I love it. I love it to death. I love it. Let's move a little bit up because I got lost. We'll do this one. Hans Zimmer or John Williams? Ren?
Hans Zimmer.
You rate all of John Williams' scores now.
Oh, this is keep one, it rates the other?
Everything, yep. I'm doing John Williams.
I gotta go John Williams too. I mean, I'm erasing Lion King. I'm erasing Man of Steel, Gladiator,
Inception,
most Nolan movies.
Dune score.
Dune. But I haven't heard that one, so that one's out of the equation either way. But I can't delete Star Wars, so I gotta go Williams.
Rage is my favorite of all time.
Yeah.
James, Hans Zimmer or John Williams? Whoever you pick, it erases everyone else's score.
Wow. Okay, so I'm going with John Williams 110%. He's responsible for pretty much everything that I love about Star Wars. His score is a main character in every single film. That can't be said about a lot of Hans Zimmer movies, even though Hans Zimmer is great. I feel like a lot of Hans Zimmer movies have a excellent score, but I feel like the film itself can sometimes be better than the score, if that makes sense.
I agree. And Ren?
I just answered.
Oh, sorry, Cody.
I once again have to go with John Williams, and just as a reminder, John Williams also did the score for the first few Harry Potter films.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
That's amazing. I forgot about that. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't get rid of that. Also, breaking news: Blade Runner anime series coming to Adult Swim 2021.
Finally.
Okay.
Do we know if it's tying in at all?
It is before 2049, but it is after the blackout of 2021 that was portrayed in the little episode.
Anime short's cool. I did a reaction to that. I did a reaction to all that.
It's from the same guy who directed all the episodes of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh my god. That just
I'm forgetting his name, but it's from the same director.
Oh my god. Hey, have you guys seen Castaway with Tom Hanks? Yes.
Yes.
Overrated.
Absolutely. Oh, really?
It's fine. It's fine.
I agree.
Oh,
I
wow.
agree.
You know, and I'm not going to talk about it on the live show. I'm not going to talk about it. If someone in this chat reminds me, not the live chat, if someone reminds me in this afterwards, I'll say why. I don't want to talk about it. I actually just saw it most recently for the first time, to be honest. So yeah, have you seen Labyrinth / Dark Crystal? Absolutely.
Yes.
Now you'll have to choose which one's better. I'm going Dark Crystal.
Who's going next?
James.
I haven't seen either. Is that bad?
Oh.
So I gotta say, dude, watch the Netflix show of Dark Crystal first, and then go watch the movie.
First, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. Okay,
I would say that.
Okay.
The show was incredible. I'm so mad
Yes.
to never get a second season.
It is.
But that show, oh my god! I remember when I was sitting in Hall H and they showed that for the first time. I was like, "Holy crap! I'm in heaven right now. This is amazing.
Yeah.
This is Game of Thrones with puppets." Cody, what about you?
Dark Crystal for me.
Well, I'm surprised. I thought you would say Labyrinth. So, all right, next one. Let me say this: I absolutely love Del Toro. That panel at Comic-Con yesterday was absolutely great. So, favorite Del Toro movie. I'm going to be honest. Mine might be Hellboy 2.
Oh, wow.
I love Hellboy 2 to death. And I'm not going to say any others because I could honestly say a number of his films. So I'll go with James. He looks really excited to say something. So
yeah, okay. So it was Pan's Labyrinth for the longest time. And maybe this is also another unpopular opinion, but it is The Shape of Water. Oh my gosh. I love that film so much because of the relationship. See, I guess I'm become more of a softie as I've grown up and I want to see relationships grow in movies.
Me too.
And the relationship between like an alien and and a regular human being it's so serene. I don't know what it is about that film, but it just touched me.
When that film won Best Picture, I think I cried.
Yeah, same.
I was literally going there. I'm like, it's gonna be three. It's gonna be 3 billboards. It's gonna be 3 billboards, and I want to get out of that film. I wanted something different. I wanted something different, and we got it. Ren.
I mean, Shape of Water is a close second. I was so happy when he won. I love that movie so much. Like when he won director, I was super happy. When he actually won Best Picture, I was like, holy shit. No way.
I like that it won, and I'm like,
I was so happy. But I got it. Pan's Labyrinth just edges Shape of Water out. Like I love both. Please don't take this as saying there's something wrong with The Shape of Water because I really, really, really love that movie. But Pan's Labyrinth is still his best one for me.
I agree. Cody?
For me, Shape of Water has one of my all-time favorite performances ever by an actress in anything.
Thank you.
I think Pan's Labyrinth for me, although I think Shape of Water has the best performance, I think Pan's Labyrinth is still my favorite Del Toro film.
Yeah. I'll say this though. I just love him to death. I listened to him talk about filmmaking yesterday. Like literally, they only talked about Antlers for maybe 10 minutes. He literally just talked about filmmaking, and he gave great advice on writing a script. Because a lot of times when you're writing a script, you have to put like camera here. This is how I want. You know what I mean? He said he does symbols. Like he has a symbol guide, and he'll do a dash for one thing, or he'll do an at mark or something. I'm like, that's really smart. That is really, really smart. And he said he learned it from a different director. Do you guys know who his favorite current director is right now?
Denis Villeneuve?
Quentin?
No, it's Coen Brothers.
Oh,
they are the best filmmakers alive right now. And he said that he watches 3 films a day. Even if he's filming a movie, he watches 3 movies a day.
Wow.
And that's how he studies films. It is. I just love him to death, man. We got another super chat.
What do we got?
Gator. Let me say this too. If you guys have never seen Gator's channel, you guys should go see it. He did his Palm Springs review is kind of it's different. It's interesting. Avatar delayed again, understandable, but one film in 23 years, still waiting on True Lies Abyss and Blu-ray. What's up with Cameron? Wasted talent. Disagree. I think when Cameron gets his mind set on something, he's set on it. And I think he legit took a lot of the criticism from Avatar. I think that's what he's doing. I mean, I could be wrong. We haven't seen the film. But I think he's taking that criticism from the first Avatar and saying, you guys think, beautiful, blah, blah, blah. But you didn't like this, you didn't like that. Well, guess what? I'm going to completely change it. And you don't know what's going to happen. I think it's going to hit. And I'm telling you, I think it really will make Avengers Endgame. I think it'll be close to making as much money.
I actually don't think that at all.
See, me neither.
Well, so this is why I say we think general movie-going audience. When I bring up with any of my friends who are not into the movie spirit that they are making another Avatar, I want you to know I've seen them more freak out about that than any Marvel thing or Star Wars thing. They are, and I'll talk to customers, and this is how I judge it. This is how I do my research, guys. When I talk to customers, I mention small like Avatar and stuff. And they're like, "Oh, they're making another one. That's so cool. I love the first one. I can't wait to dive into this world." I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah.
My parents are like that. It is really crazy. But I don't think it's wasted talent. Yeah, do I want him doing 5 freaking movies of Avatar? No. Will he actually do 5 movies of Avatar? Probably not. He'll only do probably 3 unless they make a ton of money, which I still think they're going to. Going on the True Lies and Abyss Blu-ray part before I pass it on to someone else. Yeah, kind of shocking that those aren't on Blu-ray, but there is a 4K restoration of those on streaming. Both of them actually that were on HBO. Oh, wow. I actually just saw True Lies for the first time this year. It was really, really good. James, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah. So, okay. Avatar. I have a weird thing with Avatar. I loved it the first time I watched it. And then the second time I watched it at home, it didn't hold up at all. And I think that's going to be the case with Avatar 2, 3, and 4 because 3D is not as big as it once was. And that's a reason why it actually was king of the box office for so long.
That is actually true.
Avatar, I think, introduced a lot of cool technology. And I do think that the story was decent at best, but I just don't think it holds up now. And that's the problem. I think MCU is going to be timeless. Avatar is not. So when you hear Avatar 2, 3, and 4, my mind immediately goes to, oh, another 2.5 hour Dances with Wolves. Great. It's the same.
What's funny, though? I haven't seen Avatar in probably a couple of years. I mean, last year when I went to Avatar Land, I walked down and I said, I need to go watch this film again. I still haven't. I actually have one of the giant birds. What are they called?
I don't remember, but I know what you mean.
But I have one of those like out in the hallway, just sitting. Yeah, nice. And then you have those like metal animals you can buy for like a backyard. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like my parents are obsessed with those. So we went to a metal store and they actually had one of those made, and I'm like,
nice.
I really want to buy that because then I can sit on it and like use it as a chair. Ren, what about you?
Yeah, I really like Avatar. Actually, the first one. I am curious to see what he does next because
that thing. Yeah, that thing.
because it's James Cameron. As far as the True Lies / Abyss missing from being on Blu-ray, I mean, James Cameron has nothing to do with that, unfortunately, for better or worse. I don't think it's wasted talent. It's just what he wants to do, and he's single-handedly focused on that. So he's not distracted, man. He's putting all his efforts in, and again, which is a good thing.
Terminator 2, better than the first. Alien 2, better than arguably better than the first. So this could be better. I mean, I think it will be. I really do. But who knows? I guess we'll find out very soon. Cody, where's your little bird friend?
Oh, my little bird friend is back in his cage. Well, anyway, the thing that I'll say, I don't think it's wasted potential. For me, there are a couple of ways I describe films. When it comes to Avatar, I think Avatar is made to be an experience all the way around. Like the film, it's a film made for the theater. Like the way they've set up, not necessarily the theme park, but everything, like all of the experience type stuff that has come from Avatar. That's what it's made for. And
you guys think the CGI will ever not hold up for that film?
I don't think so.
I think that's like probably the peak of it all, to be honest. I mean, there are some films I've seen recently with terrible CGI.
For sure.
Yeah.
So go continue, Cody.
Oh, what I was going to say is I'm with James. For me, when I saw Avatar the first time, I watched it a couple of times in theaters and then once or twice when it was released on Blu-ray. But watching it now, it's probably been 6 years since I've watched the movie. And, I've seen so many more movies and gotten so much more involved with filmmaking now that the thing that doesn't hold up for me is the plot. It's like there's so much stuff that has come out before Avatar.
Oh, no, Zach.
Like everything else, though, like I think the direction, the script, I think everything else about the film is great. The only thing that I'm not on board with really anymore is the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I like this question. What do you think the post-credit scene for Black Widow will be? So first, I have 2 predictions. I don't know anything, so if they're right, I'm sorry. One is Florence Pugh getting the mantle of Black Widow, something like that. We see her in the future with someone. I think it's going to be a Thunderbolts tie-in, to be honest. I think it's a Thunderbolts tie-in with General Ross. Anything else with that, though? I have a feeling Winter Soldier and Falcon ties into it somehow. So that's my thing. Cody?
I honestly can't really venture a guess. My thing is, if there is going to be something, I would say it is either going to be tied in with Black Widow and Winter Soldier. Not Black Widow, Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's the only guess I could have, though.
Yep. James?
I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't even know if we will get a post-credit scene with Black Widow because it comes so early, like, you know, with Natasha's story, and you know, we already know she's dead. We already know a little bit. I mean, I can see
who knows.
Oh, that's true. That's true. We have a mid-credit scene. I think we'll get a mid-credit scene for sure with Florence Pugh, but a post-credit scene, I don't know. I don't think we will.
Okay, Ren.
Yeah, you actually, you know better than most people, Zach, how much I love these types of questions, but I really can't think of anything. I guess Florence Pugh will be involved. Yeah, go ahead.
MODOK. I think they introduced MODOK.
Oh
my! Because I think MODOK will be the next villain for Ant-Man. And I think you need to start setting.
Why do you think that? Plug in why you think that's gonna be the case.
Because of you.
My pitch.
But I really do think MODOK will be the next. I actually think he'll be the next villain for the Avengers film. I think this is how they're gonna do it. MODOK, Kang, and then the next big one's gonna be like Doom or Norman. I think originally it was gonna be Norman, and then that whole Spider-Man situation happened, and they were like, "Do it." Good point. We just want Spider-Man at this point. Just do what you want with your characters. We don't care. You want to say they're tied in? You know, you want to say that Morbius is tied into this universe? Please go ahead. Please go ahead. They won't be included in any rankings. Favorite and least A24 film. My favorite, this one always switches around, but it's either Ex Machina or The Witch. Love both of those to death. Ex Machina was just a fabulous movie. But if we're talking about my least favorite, I'm going to be honest, I don't think I have one. I think almost every single A24 film is really great. But there's some that I don't think are the best, or ones that don't work with me. And I'm going to say this one's recent, but it's Last Black Man in San Francisco. Really phenomenal film. Phenomenal film. But it's just one of the... I gave it a good score. I gave it like an A-, but it's one of the ones that I don't ever see myself rewatching. And then if we're going for another one, was Annihilation A24?
No,
you're right.
Because I love Annihilation too, but Annihilation is one of those ones that's a little bit weird. I'd have to think. James, I'll go. I want to look up another one, but sure. I'll go to you first.
For sure. So my least favorite, and if this isn't a A24 film, let me know. But High Life with Robert Pattinson.
It's not.
No,
it's not.
That one is.
I think it is. I thought it was.
Yeah. It's
so
I
tried catching it on Amazon Prime, and I got all the way up to the last third of the film.
It is. I was wrong.
Sorry,
out. James.
No, you're good, Ren. You're good. So I tuned out. I was like, this is a film that I think had a lot of things going for it. It was building a foundation in the first chunk of the film, and it really just washed all that away because I don't know, maybe it tried to be a little too abstract, and some people told me I just don't get the film, but if a film doesn't resonate with me, it'll never resonate with me. I mean, it's just a personal preference.
I changed my answer. That's it. I didn't like High Life. I was honestly really disappointed by that film. I sat there in the theater going, this is boring.
Yeah, it is.
Get through it. I want to give a shout out though, the mid-90s. That movie resonates me with so much because that was literally my childhood. Not all of it. Most of it though. Sorry, Mom and Dad, if you're watching this. You didn't fail as parents, but sometimes you gotta rebel. And then Waves. I absolutely loved Waves. It crushed me, and Cody.
For me, I gotta say my favorite A24 film, even to this day, is still Ex Machina. I love that film to pieces.
I thought you were going to say 8th grade, to be honest.
No, I love 8th grade, but it's not one of my favorite A24 films. Now, if I'm going to go with my least favorite, there's two, actually. One of them is Hot Summer Nights, and then the other one is a film called Equals with Nicholas Hoult.
Oh, yeah.
That film is so bad. Oh my, that's Equals. Don't ever.
And if you guys are looking forward to A24 films this year, if they do come out, Minari and Zola are
and Green Knight.
And the Green Knight, yeah.
Green Knight, though. I haven't seen Green Knight, so I can't talk about that one yet.
Oh, you've seen the others. Okay.
Yeah. I saw those ones at Sundance. No, Green Knight, I was this close to seeing. Same with Saint Maud, this close to seeing.
Oh, yeah.
Twice. Dude, I had a screener. I had a legit screener to watch of it. And I go to click on it, and it won't let me. It won't. So I emailed them. They're like, "Oh, we're pushing the film back."
I hate when that happens, dude.
And I'm like, "Why'd you send me it then? Why'd you get my hopes up?
Why'd you do this to me?"
Yeah, Ren. What's Baby Yoda's?
Baby Yoda's. I don't know. I haven't shown him many A24 films just yet. As soon as I do, I'll let you know. I'm going to get the worst out of the way because Zach's going to kick me out. The worst is Uncut Gems. 1,000,000%.
How dare you?
Ooh. All right, so Baby Yoda, you like Uncut Gems, correct? He's even holding a Howard Rat. Go on.
The best. I have a few mentions. I agree with you that Ex Machina and The Witch are up there. I also have to mention The Lighthouse and this movie. Actually, 5 mentions. Swiss Army Man is fucking amazing.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I love that movie to death.
Ever for a film.
Yes, and Ghost Story. Ghost Story.
Oh, it's so good, Ren.
Yeah. Can I say something about Swiss Army Man? When I went and saw that in the theaters, it was me and my friend Tyler, and then this older couple right in front of us. And so the film starts, and me and Tyler know what this is about. We know what's going to happen with this. This couple in front of me, though, when the corpse starts farting, the older lady goes, "I thought this was an army film," and they get them because it's Swiss Army Man. So I get, I get why, but I almost died laughing. That was the best thing I've ever seen. I gave that film an A+ just for that alone.
I think I gave it an A, or at least the equivalent to an A at the time. That was literally my third favorite movie of 2016.
All right, awesome.
Zach, I forgot to give you my favorite, and I'm so sad no one mentioned it. So sad. It's Lady Bird. Saoirse Ronan is fantastic in that film. It's my favorite coming-of-age movie that I've ever seen. It's so good.
It is good. I think Little Women's better, though.
Yeah, me too.
I'll say this in direction. I would probably rather watch Lady Bird again, but I think her direction and writing is so good for Little. Because
I agree.
I never cared about that story beforehand. I love it.
I agree. I agree with you. I think Little Women just shows the progression of Greta as a director and screenwriter. I think Lady Bird is, because it takes place on today's world, it's more relatable, and her issues in that movie are more relatable. But good mention, James. Lady Bird is really good.
I like this. Thank you, Damian Scott. Should we get a flying moment with Henry, Amy Adams, like Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder in Man of Steel 2 from Superman? If we got a Man of Steel 2, probably. Yeah, I would say that.
I was waiting last night. I was waiting, watching Justice Con. I was like, announce it, you son of a bitch.
I have a feeling if they're going to announce anything, it's going to be at that DC fandom thing. I'm legit. They said it's a 24-hour con. I'm legit going to have to be awake for 24 hours. I took the day off and the day after that off so I can recover.
Wow.
I haven't done that in a while. I
have never done that.
I'm trying to plan, how am I going to do videos? Do I do a video right on that con? Do I wait till everything's announced and then do a video? Any trailers that's going to be.
Just stream it.
I've
a lot of time.
Yeah.
A lot of time. But the thing with streaming that I've noticed is you don't get as many views as you used to on YouTube. It's funny. A year ago, streaming was like, if you did a video review on a TV review, streaming was like, you need to do it on streaming.
Yeah.
But now it doesn't do that. The algorithm changed again. And I hate it that it did that, because Game of Thrones, I was thriving on those live streams with those reviews. And then I tried it on a different one and it didn't do well. But then I tried to just a normal review, and it did. It's really weird. I hate YouTube. I just hate it. I hate YouTube. I won't make another platform at this point. Have you seen Harry Potter? Donnie, yeah, I have. I'm sure every single person in here has seen.
Never heard of it. What is it?
I was gonna make a smart comment, but I stopped.
All right,
you know I'm joking.
What's your favorite movie of the Cornetto trilogy? Okay, I'm gonna guess this because I think I know Ren's. Ren's is Hot Fuzz. James is Shaun of the Dead.
Yes,
and then Cody Curtis is Shaun of the Dead as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice, dude.
So I'm gonna
favorite comedy of all time. Hot
I
Fuzz.
just rewatched some scenes last night, so it's Hot Fuzz for me right now.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
But
directed by my friend Edgar Wright.
Yeah, you've met him.
I've met him.
That's
You guys are
awesome.
best friends. You guys hang out all the time.
Yeah, we do. Well, not right now, but we do hang out all the time. I know he's watching. I sent him the link.
Favorite Johnny Depp performance out of his 3 Oscar nominations? You know what? I'm gonna be in the minority. Pirates.
I don't know if you're going to be in the minority. I think I'm going to be in the minority.
I honestly would agree with Zach on that one. I think that Pirates.
Zach?
And I think here's the thing. I want to give some reasoning behind this because it's an Oscar-nominated performance in something that is essentially classified as a summer blockbuster. That never happens. Like, it's so rare. And Johnny Depp was able to pull it off. It's such an incredible feat. So, yeah.
Another film I'm always shocked is when I remember that he was nominated. I'm also always shocked that Robert Downey Jr. was nominated for Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 performances that I'm just like, when I found those out, I remember them. I'm like, oh my God. And I'll be honest, they should have won those 2 years.
Yeah.
And you know what? The more baffling thing for me is that those 2 performances could be nominated, but Hugh Jackman wasn't even considered for Logan.
Honestly, I think Patrick Stewart should have been nominated that year. I mean, out of anybody, Patrick Stewart should have been nominated and won. I mean, he gave the best supporting performance that year. Ren, Pirates for you?
No, actually, for performance, actually, is Finding Neverland, even though I think it's the weakest of the 3 movies.
I don't think I've ever seen Finding Neverland.
Neither have I.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it. But James, so Pirates for you or Sweeney Todd then?
It's definitely Pirates. I mean, probably because I always thought Pirates was going to be like a super kiddie film. And then when I watched his performance, I forgot it was Johnny Depp. And that's a mark of a really good performance, is that when he gets lost in the character, I mean, he did that.
I agree. Donnie Newber, I've been collecting all sorts of older games and such. What's your top 2 games you wish you could get your hands on? Okay. Nintendo 64 Conker's Bad Fur Day. I refuse to spend $100 on that when I already have every other version of that game. But I do love Conker's Bad Fur Day. Speaking of another game, I want to buy a PS1 literally for just this game alone. It's not even that expensive. I could probably find it for $10, but it's Buzz Lightyear Star Command, the game. That movie, that show, awesome. Disney Plus. I'm going to unsubscribe if you don't get that on there.
It is on there.
No, it's not.
It's on there over here.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's like, goodbye, have a great...
No, it's
dude, I'm starting to realize that we have more content over here than you do over there, because just this past month...
It's not over there.
Dude, you just announced that you got all the X-Men movies. We've had them for the longest time. All of them. Including Dark Phoenix, for better or worse.
Oh, how do we not have this over here? How? I'm like looking right now. How?
Here's the solution.
Do you know how much the movie is for that? I want to buy the DVD. It's like $35. I'm not.
I have it. He's gonna kick me out, isn't he? He moved his head. He wanted to kick me out.
Oh my God, dude! I'm moving to Portugal. You guys are getting Tenet too.
Oh, that's gonna happen.
We don't know about that one. The UK, France, and Spain are most likely getting it. No mention of Portugal, which I'm kind of pissed at.
I've been saying this, and I'll say it. I really think they should start looking into certain. If your theaters are open, you get it.
They are.
I agree.
No, I mean in the States too, though. I'm not just talking about. I know it sucks, and I know, but like at this point in time, it's never gonna go down. It's just never gonna go down because everything's gonna get shut down, and then people go back to their old ways right afterwards. A lot of it comes down to these companies enforcing masks. I can't emphasize that enough. How many stores do not enforce a mask? And yesterday I went into Target and this lady's walking up and her kids have masks on, putting them on. They're probably like 15, 16. They're like, Mom, why aren't you wearing a mask? I ain't ever wearing a mask unless they tell me to.
Jeez.
Walks in and they tell her to put her mask on and she goes, I'm never shopping here again. Walked out. You just said outside you would wear a mask if they told you to. You were the problem. You are the problem, miss. And if you ever watch this, I hope you do, because you saw me, because I had a look of disgust on my face when I saw your face. You looked like Umbridge from Harry Potter.
Oh, no.
Umbridge would not wear a mask. I already know. So
that's true.
James, is there any games that you just want to get your hands on that you wish, or old games that you wish you could play?
I do, because when I was growing up, I was only allowed one console at a time. That's it. Just an N64, a GameCube, an Xbox 360, and then an Xbox One. And then I started making my own money. So I was able to, buy multiple consoles. The only problem is I traded in all of my old N64 games, and I got rid of Super Mario 64, arguably my favorite game of all time. And for Xbox, this is going to sound super weird, but Fusion Frenzy, and that sounds really weird, but it's a good Mario Party game for us as adults, if that makes sense.
Okay. I love it. Honestly, Mario Party 2. Which ones do you guys play? Mario Party? All of you? Everyone play Mario Party?
Yeah.
Okay. Besides Ren, what's you guys' favorite one?
Honestly, for me, for the longest time, it was either Mario Party 4 or 5. Okay. Like Mario Party 4, more than likely.
James?
I would say it's a toss-up between 2 and 3. Maybe because I have nostalgia attached to it, and nostalgia is very powerful. But yeah, 2 and 3 is probably my top.
2 still holds up. I have 2. 2 and 6 are my personal favorites. But going to games, Ren?
I guess of the games that I'm missing that I would want to play if I had the chance. Like, I don't have my PS2 anymore, but if I did, I'd want to get my hands on a few of the Tekken games that came out during the PS2 era, because I don't have them anymore. Even some of the PS3 era. I mean, there was just one, I think. But still, a few of the older fighting games, I would want to get my hands on those.
War of the Monsters game for the PS2?
No.
You played, it was different kaijus, and you played, it was a fighting game.
Oh, that's
so there was
sick.
robots.
I don't think I ever had that.
And they actually, you remember Twisted Metal, Sweet Tooth? You could play it there as a giant version of him. It's actually for the PS4. If you guys have a PS4, you can actually download it on there for like $10. It is a ton of fun, and all the huge open like city maps that you can like just thrash, grab buildings and throw. You remember Rampage? It's Rampage the game, but a fighting game.
Oh wow,
awesome game. Cody?
For me, honestly, I wish I had older models of the PlayStation system, because I have been wanting to replay the Metal Gear Solid series and the Metal Gear.
PS3 has the version of all of them on it. I just bought it.
I know,
it's so worth it. That's a franchise that I want the movie. Like, I really want it. Movie.
Yeah,
I know the guy who did Kong Skull Island supposed to be like helping one, and the creator actually gave him it's go make it. Wow. So we'll see if that ever happens. Yeah. What do you think of Bane character study film, and do you think Tom Hardy should reprise the role if this is a reality? Of course, I would love for Tom Hardy to come back because he was excellent as Bane, but no, he won't. I would want someone else to come into the role, and I would want that person to be Joel Edgerton.
Ooh,
James.
That's good.
I would say no. I don't think I want a Bane character study film. And the only reason I say no is because I think we understand his character enough, if that makes sense. And I don't know. I feel like if they go deep into his character, it won't be as impactful as a Joker, for example, because I don't think the layers are there for Bane. I feel like, Tom Hardy also won't come back into that role. He's way too busy with everything else.
He's busy being Venom, guys. Right.
I would be interested in a Bane movie, but I wouldn't be interested in a Bane movie about the version that Tom Hardy played, because we know everything there is to know about that character at this point.
Yeah.
And I think he would return only if Nolan returned, and I don't think Nolan is interested in that as well.
Cody?
For me, honestly, I don't think I would want a Bane character study film. For me, if there's one villain inside of DC that I would like to see get sort of a resurrection, so to speak, I would love to have a character study film with Mr. Freeze.
Yes.
Oh,
that's a good one. I want Poison Ivy. I want them to do what they do with the Joker, but for Poison Ivy. I want
that'd be great.
Thurman, Kill Bill, revenge thriller, but played. I want Tessa Thompson playing Poison Ivy in that type of film. I think she does. I want her to do those kind of roles, or even Zazie Beetz. I think could freaking kill that role too, since we'll probably never get her as Domino again. Let's see, guys. We're gonna take like 5 more like amazing questions. So if you want one of your questions to be answered, make sure to throw in a super chat. It'll be answered right away. And thank you guys so much for watching this. Make sure to also go and subscribe to everyone in here. Cody, I want you to plug your film thing right now while I'm looking for questions.
Okay, so for those of you who aren't aware, even though I've been talking with Zach and so many people about it for the past couple of weeks, I am making my directorial debut and making a feature film starting this October, and we're filming from October into November. And we are starting next weekend. We're going to be getting all of our social media and all of our marketing stuff underway. And one of the things that comes with that is a fundraiser. And one of the things that we're doing with this fundraiser, because we wanted to make it special as a cast and crew, we are going to raise money for the film, but 10% of all of the money that we get from the fundraiser is going to go to a local charity here in Maine that focuses specifically on mental health and mental illness and gives them some kind of support. So more information will come out. I'm sure I will have more information about it next weekend. But for now, the film it's coming, and we got a lot of stuff underway.
Definitely. And guys, of course, make sure to go subscribe to Ren. Don't miss out on his channel. Same with James. Everyone does fun movie reviews except Cody Curtis now. And yeah, so make sure, guys. All right. Oddwolf799 asks, hey guys, I have a question for you. What's the next step for Star Wars films? Because Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker divided the fan community. Could they repair the damage or no? Let me say this right now. The fan community is divided because the fans suck. We as fans suck. We are completely.
There we go.
No. I'm being serious though. We do.
No, I know.
We're completely spoiled. We are completely spoiled when it came to Star Wars. Now, do I have issues with this new trilogy? Absolutely. But I also have issues with every single Star Wars film besides Empire Strikes Back, because that's the best one. It's the best made one. Ren, get out of here.
Kick me out.
But that's my thing.
Dare.
But this is my thing. What's the next step? Just make a good movie. That's it. Just make a good movie. Don't worry about a trilogy. Don't worry. Just make a good movie. I mean, that's what they did with Mandalorian. They made a good show. Clone Wars Season 7 made a good show. And that's all you got to do. Don't rush it. Don't do it for money. Just do it for fun, guys. That's all I'm asking. And I think if you do that, I think with touching on new characters too, I think that'll actually really help the franchise as well. And I think also bringing in Taika Waititi, which I don't love Thor Ragnarok. It's probably my least favorite film of his, to be completely honest. But I loved JoJo, and I think what he did with The Mandalorian is awesome. And I'm really excited to see what he can do with the writer from 1917. So I'm going to keep it there. Ren, what about you?
I think the problem is precisely the mentality of repairing the damage. You know who was worried about repairing damages? The DCU for the longest time. You know who was never worried about repairing the damage? Kevin Feige. We screwed up on this one. Okay, let's move on. And they kept on making mostly great movies. So just move on. Keep moving forward. Don't worry about repairing damage. Who the cares? Forget about it. Move on and try to do better. That's it.
I agree.
That's why Rise of Skywalker failed, because it was trying to repair the supposed damage of the awesome The Last Jedi.
I agree. James?
Yeah, so I'm with Ren there. I do love The Last Jedi. I think it's number 2 of all my Star Wars films.
Can I say something though? I think that's the best directed Star Wars film. But for me, it's so low on my thing now because it just doesn't connect at all, and it disappoints me because I think it's a very well made film. I think it's, and the more I've watched that film, the more I've really come to appreciate it. But I mean, I don't know. Every Star Wars film's messed up in some way, shape, or form.
No, it is, but I do love that all these films got pushed back. It's a blessing in disguise, and I know I said it on Twitter, but it is a blessing in disguise because they need time to literally script out all 3 movies, a single storyline, and they can't go back and forth. You can get different directors if you want, but it needs to be a singular vision. And the problem is with the previous trilogy that we just got, there was a collective amount of hands in the pot, and everyone wanted something and wanted to repair something, like Ren said. So it was never a singular vision, and that's the problem. And I think they need to take this time. This delay is great for them. They just have to sit down, plan everything out. And I do think the next step is, like you said, Zach, just try to have one voice, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Cody?
I cannot say any more than what Ren and James have already said. For me personally, when I look at the fans and everything, it doesn't matter what it is, be it Star Wars or The Last of Us or anything. There are always going to be fans that talk trash. They're always going to be there because they don't like what they see. I think the biggest problem for me that I had with this new trilogy, even though I did enjoy it, is the fact that it felt like it didn't really feel like people got into a room and actually discussed what was going to happen from the first film to the last film. There was definitely a big divide there. And I feel as though if they knew that Rian Johnson was going to come in, if they had sat both J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson down and they talked about this before The Force Awakens, we would be saying different things right now. But the fact of the matter is there's a certain amount of toxicity that comes with fandoms that just is not appropriate. And can I just say one thing? And it's something I get really sick and tired of seeing on the internet, which the internet is just born to be toxic anyways. But it's the fact that people treat these unrealistic and these fantastical things as if they're real life and treat real people like trash. And
are you saying Star Wars is not real?
Yes.
Kick him out.
This is not real.
Kick him out.
Yeah.
How dare you, sir?
No, that honestly though, that was a great question. That was a great question. That way we could kind of discuss it. And I think that's something that, everyone's gonna have their own opinion about. I'm curious to hear what you would want. I don't remember where his name went, but I'm curious to hear what you would want. And especially everyone in the live chat as well.
Everyone in the chat.
And guys, I know there are a lot of questions in here. Sometimes this chat thing flies forward, so I don't see everyone's questions. Sometimes don't take it personally if I don't click on your thing. Like honestly, like I really, you know what I mean? Like get in my shoes and use this thing. It's terrible. I just saw one that I really liked. Oh, Gator asked, what are your hopes for the Alien franchise? Continue Covenant, finish off that trilogy, please. Just continue it. I want to see where David's character goes. And I'm going to be honest, I think they do a young Sigourney Weaver for the next film.
Oh.
I think they do a young Sigourney Weaver. Or they bring her back. And they show that David's just been doing his little thing, Yeah. Best Mission Impossible film. I want to say the obvious one, but I'm not because I know someone else in this chat will. So I'll say 3. I think 3 is very underrated, and I love 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ren?
Let's say this. Fallout is definitely the best action. It is probably the best action movies of the last 10 years, if not 15 or 20. But Ghost Protocol is a personal favorite for me. I love Ghost Protocol.
No,
I like it. But
definitely has the best story for me.
I didn't see it in the theater though. I didn't see it in the theater. I think that's a big part of it.
The Burj Khalifa scene, still to this day, I'm shaking when I see that scene. I'm like, what the fuck is going to happen? Even though I know exactly what's going to happen.
Yep. Cody?
For me, it's got to be out of the latest, or between 3, Ghost Protocol and Fallout. Fallout for me, I mean, I kind of compare it back to when we were talking about the Uncharted franchise. I think Fallout for me has the best action set pieces, like Ren was saying. But in terms of an overall story, I think Mission Impossible 3 probably has my favorite story.
Okay. And James?
Yeah, 3 is with Philip Seymour Hoffman, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my favorite. I rewatched that movie like so many times, and because Philip Seymour Hoffman, I had never really watched a movie before that.
He's the best villain.
He's the best villain, man. His motives are insane in that film.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I have the unpopular opinion then.
Tyler Van says, "Tell us the Castaway thing you brought up earlier." I can't because I'm worried my life stuff. I'll just say there's conspiracy theories on Tom Hanks. Go away with whatever you might on that. Go ahead.
Reddit's a weird place.
Yeah. Literally just go on Twitter. That's what I'll say. It's hard for me. I don't want to get into that. It makes me sick thinking about it. And I'm trying to create a positive space here. That's why I don't talk about that stuff on here. So yeah. Yeah, this is, oh my God. Oh, where is it? Favorite Wes Anderson film. This is the one I want to do. Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Nice.
James?
I'm going Grand Budapest Hotel for sure.
Great.
Love that freaking film.
Cody?
Come back to me because you guys took, and I want to come up with a conventional answer. So Ren, you go first.
Well, I'll say this. My favorite is Grand Budapest Hotel. 2 is, I love that movie so much, but I love Isle of Dogs. I know not everybody did. I love that movie so freaking much. So that one's up there for me as well.
Nice.
Okay. So if we're not gonna go with the Grand Budapest Hotel or with Fantastic Mr. Fox, there are actually 2 that are tied, and one is the Royal Tenenbaum, and then the other is the Life Aquatic. Like those 2 are tied.
You know which one I've never seen is a Bottle Rocket.
Really? You've never seen Bottle Rocket?
Oh, I need to see it. It's not streaming anywhere over here, and
you know which one I've never seen?
Online? What?
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Same.
Okay, Cody, it's just us 2.
Yeah.
What are all your favorites 90s movies? Go watch it. What's all your guys' favorite 90s movies?
Oh, it's so tough.
Jurassic Park is up there, followed by Schindler's List.
Doesn't count. Just stop. It doesn't count. Stop.
Doesn't count.
It's in the 90s.
Because it's not the one I want it to be.
Oh.
I
mean, the Toy Stories are up there. I mean, 2 of them at least. The Lion King.
Titanic is up there too.
Get out of here.
Terminator Judgment Day. From 91. Most of the Disney Renaissance films. Lion King is my favorite. Tarzan is up there. Beauty and the Beast. Hercules is awesome.
Pulp Fiction came out in the 90s too.
Yes, I was going to say that, yeah. But we also, did Aladdin come out in the 90s? Yeah, right?
Yes, 91.
Yeah, that's my favorite Disney movie. So, yeah.
Silence of the Lambs came out in 1991.
Yes, that's true.
I love Silence of the Lambs.
The Matrix, right? The Matrix
was 99.
Yeah.
Too many 90s films. 90s is probably the best decade for filming.
Ooh, I like that.
Hey, remember, Forrest Gump and 7 also came out in the 90s, and so did Good Will Hunting.
Overrated.
You're not wrong, Ren.
Wait, which film? Which film?
Forrest Gump.
Yes, I agree.
Okay,
yeah, it is.
Yeah, I agree. It's good, but
I love it.
Didn't it win Best Picture?
I think so.
It did. It did. Over Pulp Fiction.
So let's do this. Most anticipated PS5 game. Let's just do most anticipated next gen games personally. Okay. And we're gonna be able to pick 3 because first off, too many games to talk about. Number 1, I don't even know if I want to say it because Miles Morales I'm really excited for, but it's not really a full game. It's half of a game, you know?
Yeah.
So, I'm excited, but it's going to be shorter. So I'm going to not include that one. But I mean, out of every game I love Spider-Man. I want. It's rumored we're going to see the next God of War in the next month. So that's number 1. It has been confirmed that game is in development. So
call it God of War 5. Don't dare it. Call it 2.
Yeah.
They're going to do 2. They're going to do 2.
Or just give it a subtitle. You know what I mean? God of War, this
Thunder. Love and Thunder. God of War, Love and Thunder.
That'd be funny. Resident Evil 8.
Yes.
I never thought I would be this excited for a Resident Evil game, but that game looks fucking awesome.
Yes,
and
it does.
I was trying to think of Xbox exclusives, but they haven't officially announced the next Gears. They didn't really show anything for Fable. Halo 6 looks cool, but I hated 5. I hated 5. So I'm not going to say Halo 6. So I'm gonna go the next Ratchet and Clank. That game
freaking stole my
answers.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry. So Star Wars hater, you can go first.
It's you, Cody.
That's you, Cody.
So honestly, for Zach, I am with him. First of all, the Resident Evil franchise, Zach is the one that ultimately got me and introduced me to Resident Evil 7, and I have essentially played every game since that point, which that was a couple of years ago now, and I love the franchise. Apart from Resident Evil 6 and Resident Evil 5, I wasn't the biggest fan of those. But besides Resident Evil, Ratchet and Clank Rift, I'm super excited for. And although I haven't played the first game, if I'm going to be honest, the new Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm super pumped
out. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Take Ratchet and Clank out. Give me that one. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot about that. I'm such an idiot. Still
gotta play the first one. Well, God of War is my favorite video game franchise ever, so nice. I want to say that one. But my number one, at least of stuff that we've seen that we know it's announced and hopefully is coming out as soon as the PS5 comes out, Godfall. Godfall looks unbelievable.
Really fun.
It looks right up my alley with fantasy and lore and an entirely new world. I just hope the gameplay is not like focused on shooter, because I'm not good and I don't enjoy playing that type of game, even though I did enjoy Last of Us and Uncharted. But please don't make it a shooter. Make it like a hack and slash God of War type of game.
It looks like that.
I can't wait. It does. It does. I'm crossing my fingers. Just they haven't shown anything, so I like to keep my 1 foot behind in terms of enthusiasm. But that one for sure, Godfall for me.
How many foots do you have?
I have. Well, if size counts, I have 3.
Stop.
For sure.
Just stop. James.
All right, so I'm gonna go Halo Infinite for sure. Okay. I'm really, really high on Halo Infinite.
What's your favorite Halo game?
My favorite is 3 for sure.
Okay.
Because you have to factor in the multiplayer as well. It shaped Xbox Live forever. Now, Halo 2, sure, it started everything, but Halo 3 with Forge, Halo 3 with I think they had the local cloud save for clips and everything.
Yes.
So yeah, Halo Infinite. Definitely the next Ratchet and Clank game, because that is the first game I played on my PS4, and that was the first Sony console I'd ever owned. So I was really excited to play that game, and it holds a special place in my heart. And then also the Spider-Man Miles Morales. I know it's supposed to be a standalone game. It probably won't be a full-fledged game, but the fact that we're getting Miles Morales in a video game, and I don't have to wait for Into the Spider-Verse 2, it's going to be really awesome.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm excited because they did say it's gonna be like 7 to 10 hours, which honestly it's still a pretty long game. And they did say they are still working on an official sequel, which will probably come out 2021.
I goddamn hope so.
So because I think what Sony did so smart through this generation, and guys, this was the last question. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. On everything and all that stuff. So thank you guys. We'll do another live Ask Me Anything next Sunday, of course. Kind of diving into this, of course, though. What the hell was I talking about?
The Spider-Man
Sony was
sequel.
really smart, yeah.
Sony was really smart because what they did was they released 2 exclusives a year. One at the beginning, one at the end. And I would argue almost every exclusive was really good. At least great. What is the most underrated game you guys have played?
Ooh,
this console generation. Mine's Days Gone. I don't think
this generation.
Yeah, because and I'll say Days Gone because every critic that reviewed that game did not finish the game. If you read the reviews, most of them did not finish the game, and that is messed up. I do not. You should not be able to review this is for video games. So movies and TV are a little bit different. I sometimes with TV, I understand if you cannot finish it. Like if you have 10 episodes and it's god awful, but you're halfway through, you can talk about it. I think at that point, it's not going to get better for you. A game is different though, because Days Gone, most people only put maybe 10 hours in that game and then reviewed it. That game becomes it into its own within 10 to 12 hours. And that game is awesome. So yeah. James?
Okay, so critically, it was received really well, but I feel like the majority of the audience or people who had just owned a PS4 in general didn't play this game. But Abzu, Abzu is a fantastic game. It's very stylistic. It's a short game, don't get me wrong, but it was worth every single penny because there's no dialogue, yet you feel like you're listening to your environment in a sense. So it's like everything else is speaking to you instead of just a person. It is just a fantastic, beautiful experience.
How do you spell that? Because I haven't heard of it. I want to.
It's ABU or ABUZU, I think. Abzu.
Okay.
Or ABZU, I think. Yeah.
ABZU.
You know what, Ren? Yeah, I'll look it up right now just to make sure, but I think it's ABZU.
All right.
And Cody?
For me, only because in terms of people I've heard talk about this game, I've only heard circles of people who are either in the theater world or in the film world talk about this game, and that's Until Dawn. Like, for the most part, I don't regularly hear people talk about Until Dawn, and I think that game is just such a transcendent experience. I admit it has so many problems. It does have a few problems, but I still think in terms of blurring the line between film and interactive video game experience, which Sony tends to do really, really well, Until Dawn is one of the best examples of what they do.
Yep. And then, Ren, did you have one?
I mean, I'm not as deep, obviously, into games as you guys are. I like my games as much as anyone else. I'll go Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I mean, Dragon Ball is such a big franchise. I have to look for people to talk about that game.
I love that game. Mm-hmm. I love that game. I don't know why
so
that game
good.
It honestly blows me away that it didn't. But guys,
I'll say it has a small roster. That's the biggest
it should have
problem I have with
it.
Yeah.
But thank you all for watching us today. I know there were a lot of questions that we didn't get to. I see some about there. I'll go off some. Extermination on PS2. Never played it. Sounds cool. I guess I'll look it up. 5 deserted island movies. Honestly, I can't even think of one besides Castaway off the top of my head. Can you guys even think about that real fast? Because I saw that being answered a lot. Besides Castaway, I can't. I guess Swiss Army Man. Cool. I guess we can talk about that. How do people hate Star Wars? It's the best besides the sequels. Is that how you say it? I guess. I don't know. Bye. Okay, guys. So make sure to subscribe. Make sure to go follow Cody as well. We'll be talking about this very much. James, thank you so much for joining us on this. This is a blast. I hope we get the collab soon. James, where can they go find you at?
They can find me right here on YouTube, youtube.com/realjames, and everywhere on social media at It's Real James.
Perfect. Cody, where can they find you at?
For now, if you guys want to see as many updates about the film as possible, you can check me out on Facebook and Instagram. Those are the main two I've been using. But soon you'll be able to find more information on pretty much every social media app out there.
Perfect. And Ren?
You can find me everywhere. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook at Ren Geekness, and on Instagram at RenVieira93.
Stop lying to yourself. Thank you so much, guys. This was a blast. I had a bunch of fun with you guys. I have a lot to do now today. I have a ton of videos and stuff, and I need to finish Umbrella Academy Season 2 before tomorrow and do my review. So thank you guys so much for watching this. And, of course, until next time, stay classy, stay safe. Please wear a fucking mask so we can go back to the movie theaters very soon. I want to see Tenet before